Hello, everybody. My name is Eza, and welcome back to my podcast, The Yapper Yaps. And today's episode is episode 2, and the theme of this whole episode is relationships. So, without further ado, let's just get it started. A few days ago, I had a really hard and strenuous day at work. I had to walk a ton with some heavy stuff and was overall just drained and also had a bad rash on my back. I just wanted to come home and not be spoken to at all and just sit in the dark through my headache. I texted my wife that, hey, can you please give me some space when I get home? She has issues with respecting boundaries at time, and to please not make any requests from me. She said okay, and I headed home. Once I was there, she wasn't home. Hope? I think he wants to say she wasn't home. Once I was there, she wasn't home and was probably outside. So I laid down for 10, and in the meanwhile, she had entered. I felt my rash worsen, so I told her quickly that I'm headed into the shower and I'll be done. We have only one bathroom in our apartment, which can be accessed from the living room. Before I went inside the bathroom, she didn't even wait a second to tell me she needs my help in getting groceries from our car downstairs to upstairs in our apartment, and I said to please leave me alone like I had initially requested and to do this one thing. She repeated things are heavy, and I just ignored her and went back inside the bathroom. She pounded on the door and she told me not to use up all the hot water as she also needed. My cat, stop, meow. My cat is scratching the door. She repeated things are heavy, and I just ignored her and went back inside the bathroom. She pounded on the door and she told me not to use up all of the hot water as she also needed to take a bath. I felt my headache worsening the longer she spoke, so I just shut the faucet thinking I needed to be left the fuck alone even if it means I don't get to shower. So I angrily stormed out, making a beeline to the corner in the living room, which is surprisingly a sheltered section in our house, and she stood in my way. She started saying the same goddamn thing about the groceries and something about our dog bed, and I just raised my voice telling her to get the fuck away from me for just today and to stop talking at me. She took this as an invitation to repeat herself again, and at this point I nearly wanted to cry and beg, but my emotions manifested as fury, and somehow my hand landed on the glass of water I had drank from and threw it so hard on the ground that pieces of it went flying and launched on her leg where it started to bleed. She had also tried to take a step back, but from the water she slipped and fell on, and the back of her head slammed against the coffee table. I was aghast at this, and she started to cry very, very loudly. I begrudgingly helped her out of the mess while she kicked her legs and arms, but once she got up and started to walk towards our room, I just left the house because I was so overwhelmed and overstimulated. I felt shame at what was done because, to be honest, even though in my most intrusive thoughts I wanted to fucking punch her in the face, I never actually thought something like this would happen. Later, when I came home the next morning, she accused me of abusing her, and I said I disagree and that she abused me first by interloping in my space and breaking my boundaries repeatedly, especially since the patterns I saw from you were the same things my dad used to do when I'd get migraines as a child and he needed something done. He would pester me to the point I'd start crying, and once I get older, it turned into anger, although I've never reacted physically before. Was I wrong? So yeah, it's easy to see that this man is quite abusive. I mean, okay, this is my perspective, okay? Like, reading his whole story, I genuinely would tell his wife to please leave him. He doesn't seem like he's stable. I get it, after work, you're tired and you're cranky and you're just feeling all sorts, especially if you have a migraine and you just don't feel very well. But never in my life have I felt so unstable and so angry that I threw something or smashed something and that it hurt somebody else. That's just unhinged behavior. It's like, I feel like if you are in a marriage, it's partnership. And if you feel like you need some time alone, couldn't you just tell your partner? Because nowhere in this person's story did I see that they say specifically to their partner, like, hey, I'm having a migraine. Later, when I come back home, could I get 10 minutes alone? to just decompress and de-stress. And yes, the wife did come to ask for help for the groceries. So instead of just stonewalling her, instead of just ignoring her and for you to go take a shower, why don't you just tell the wife, like, okay, I'm going to help you take the groceries right now, but after that, would it be okay if you just give me like half an hour to an hour alone? Then it's like, because she bought groceries and you guys are gonna have dinner anyway, she could like prepare the dinner while you take a rest because you have migraine. Like, is it so hard to communicate to your partner that you need some time alone? Nobody in their right mind, especially if they love their partner, would allow their partner to just be in pain and then continually nag at them for being in pain. Like, I've never encountered people like that, you know? Only unhinged people do that. And unfortunately, this OP is one of them. So I hope the wife leaves him, because he doesn't sound very stable. And at this point, it just seems like unless he goes for anger management and legit therapy, it's just going to get more and more abusive. And if he's already fully willing to be this physically abusive or physically showing his emotions, that's not good. That's not good at all. Because, I mean, he himself said here, he wants to punch her in the face. It's only a matter of time before that actually happens. So this woman needs to get out whilst she still can. Moving to the next story. Am I the a-hole for asking my husband to join us in my sister's birthday since he was in the same restaurant? I, female 26, was invited to my sister's 18th birthday a few days ago at a restaurant. My husband didn't come because he said he had a meeting dinner with some clients. This made my family feel let down, especially my sister, who wanted him to be there. And also, her 18th birthday was a big deal to her, obviously. To my surprise, when I arrived, I noticed that my husband was having his meeting at the same place. His table was right in the corner and he had about 4 men sitting with him. My parents and the guests saw him as well. I waved for him and he saw me but ignored me. He obviously was as much as surprised as I was. My parents asked why he didn't come to the table to acknowledge them after the cake arrived. I got up and walked up to his table. I stood there and said, "Excuse me." My husband was silent when I asked, after I introduced myself to the clients, if he'd take a few minutes to join me and the family in candle blowing and say happy birthday. But he barely let out a phrase and said, "I don't think so, I'm busy right now." I insisted, saying it'll just take a couple of minutes and that it'll mean so much to my sister. He stared at me, then stared awkwardly back at his clients. They said nothing and he got up after my parents were motioning for me to hurry up. He sat with us while my sister blew the candles and cut the cake. My parents insisted he take a piece and join us in the selfie, but he got up and walked back to his table looking pissed. We haven't talked till we met later at home. He was upset and started scolding me in front of my parents, saying I embarrassed him and made him look unprofessional and ruin his business meeting. I told him he overreacted since it only took a few minutes and it was my sister's birthday. My family wanted him to join since he was literally in the same restaurant. He called me ignorant and accused me of tampering with his work, but I responded that ignoring mine and my family's presence was unacceptable. We argued and then he started stonewalling me and refusing to talk to me at all. FYI, I didn't have an issue with him missing the event, but after seeing that he was already there, then it became a different story. Also, it took literally 5 to 7 minutes. He didn't even eat nor drink, just sat down and watched. And I'm gonna give like my thoughts. And my thoughts is that the OP is the asshole because your husband told you he is there for like business meeting. He's meeting his clients. It just feels kind of silly for his wife, for OP, to just be like, "Hey, come on, like, let's go blow out some candles." What if those clients, just imagine if this was a legit business meeting in an office setting. Would it be normal? Would it be normalized to have your wife come in and just be like, "Hey, you gotta blow out the candles before you continue this meeting"? It would never happen in 100 years. Unless, of course, it's a family business, then that's different. But if it's like a corporation, this would not fly. So I don't understand why this OP doesn't see what they did wrong. is it the lack of common sense? Like I'm just confused, because if the OP had common sense, it's very blatant as to why the husband was very upset with him, with them. Because it's not like he lied. He literally said he had a business meeting with clients that night. He didn't lie, he didn't do anything. So why did you basically go out of your way to embarrass him? Because this is embarrassing. It's like a parent telling their teenage kid to go and like say hi to their teacher or something. It's not cool. They shouldn't do it. I mean, because the more she does it, like the wife, the more the husband feels and looks like they're incompetent and unprofessional. I think 28 female think my best friend 28 female is going to propose to her partner. I want to admit my feelings for her before that happens. I have been lifelong friends with M since we were in elementary school. We've been there for every milestone, and she has supported me through everything. I don't have the best home life, and her family sees me as their own. I caught feelings for her in high school, but was too afraid to ruin our friendship and mutual friend group if something went wrong, and she didn't feel the same. I also wasn't sure in high school if she liked women too. We went to different universities across the province, but my feelings for her never faded. She came out in university, so I thought I may have a chance finally. Still, both my fear over ruining our friendship and our physical distance held me back. I thought things were finally aligning for me 2 years ago. I had moved back and we were spending most of our time out of work together. As I was still working up the courage to ask her out and trying to subtly drop hints about my feelings, she met P, 25 female, on Tinder. At first, I held out hope that this would be a fleeting thing like M's last relationship, but luck was not on my side. As their relationship progressed, I've tried keeping my jealousy at bay, but I'll be honest, I've probably not been as subtle as I needed to be. I can tell P keeps me at arm's length, but to my knowledge, hasn't said anything to M. Unfortunately for me, P seems to be the perfect partner for M. I want to be happy for M, but I feel like I know her better than anyone and could treat her how she really deserves. P doesn't make as much money as either of us, and I feel like I could provide M with a better life than she could. What's making me want to admit my feelings is that M is committing to purchasing a home in the fall. She's told me she plans on inviting P to move in once her lease ends. I've also caught her looking at engagement rings. I feel like I'll have truly lost any chance with her once they move in together. So I feel like I should admit now before it's too late. The one friend I've told about this thinks that it's too late and that I'm disrespecting their relationship by trying to plan this. But I can't stand the thought of her never knowing how I truly feel. Honestly, if this person was asking my advice, I would definitely say no. Do not do it. Reverse. Do not proceed. This is a very, very, very bad idea. Because this is my stance. I feel I'm all for confessing your feelings, but at the same time, you also need to be aware that you are not entitled for a response. And that's where I draw the line, because OP wants a response. They want M to get to be with them. But in my opinion, it's like M is very happy with P, okay? Yes, P doesn't make enough or makes as much money as them, but M is very happy. P makes her happy. You yourself, the OP themselves say that P is the perfect partner for M. So why would you want to disrupt M's happiness? Especially since you say that you love her, because if you really do love her and care for her, this wouldn't even be on your radar, I understand that not confessing to somebody who you care about hurts, and it definitely sucks. I'm not saying it doesn't suck, but that doesn't negate the fact that you are going to put in a very difficult position, because now you are telling her, like, you have to make a choice. You're giving her an ultimatum, basically, of whether she wants to leave her relationship with P to be with you, to be with OP. But at the same time, if she doesn't choose OP and she wants to choose, their partner, then they're gonna lose OP's friendship, which also sucks because they've known each other since elementary. That's like childhood BFFs. Okay, so far those are the stories I have for today's episode. I hope you like the stories that I read out today. And if you do, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.